June comes along, you need to regroup. I review all my CPE needs in June, but I don't take my final tax courses until the last part of December or the first part of January. But you can take the CPE stuff anywhere you want now. Again, place is not as important. I review my calendar at the tail end. Updating the office, that's no longer my task. We just acquired another practice, maybe 1,000 returns. We're adding 1,200 square feet to the office. It's going to need changing the layout of the firm. It's going to need to change where people are sitting. It's going to mean new furniture. I didn't get involved in any of that. If you have competent people that are well paid and well motivated to do it, you need to start forcing that work down. Most of us here are control freaks. Get over it. Please. You'll have a better life if you start growing the next crop of professionals. We always evaluate tax season. We always rank our clients between A, B, C, and D. I have 25 A clients. They represent about 350 grand a year. I am all over those clients. I make all those calls. I don't delegate those kind of calls. Again, we're in the relationship business. We need to be managing that. That's what our clients care about. Generally, after tax season, we go through and figure out the good, the bad, and the ugly, and everybody gets to fire a client. You know, from the receptionist on up. If someone was rude to the receptionist, we fire them. Now, sometimes we'll let them come back in, depending on circumstances, but you will be amazed at the energy produced in your firm when you stop dealing with jerks, and your staff know that they do not have to be abused. I encourage you to take control of the asylum. It's your company. And we also look at staffing needs. We try different things throughout the year. We try different, a lot of the times the stuff works because we're slow to implement, but sometimes it doesn't, and we'll revert back. July through September, we're being proactive. We're learning more about financial planning topics. We're learning to talk confidently about them. Not so much myself now, but I'm training 4 others. So I'm getting them to feel comfortable. As they feel more comfortable, let me give you an example. I've got one guy, 30 years of age. He's generating about just under 300 grand worth of financial planning revenue, on top of the regular CPA work you'd expect him to do. The next guy in line, for years, wasn't developing anything. Maybe 10 grand. Very bright. They're both exceptionally bright. He finally got confident this tax season. Training, and the switch hit. And this year he'll do about 200 grand in GDC. We flew in, he had a client in Texas that wanted us to manage about $1.2 million. He called me up and said, "Can I fly down to Texas to meet with a client?" I said, "Heck yes. Get on down there. Bring the money home." And so he's starting to live at 28 years of age an amazing life. You know, he's flying around on business trips now. He's picking up the capital and he's bringing it home. And when you can give the younger folks that kind of excitement at an earlier age and guide them along and make sure they don't fall off the track, they won't go anywhere. The loyalty that imbues is just phenomenal. Again, I think you guys, if you're just starting in the profession, can probably do three A client meetings a week. Bless you. When I first started out, I was doing 20 of them, okay? And I was doing them with another planner because I didn't feel like I was competent enough. I used a planner from the industry, and after about 12, 18 months, I realized that my knowledge was far superior than his, and yours will be too. I'm not saying that because of my arrogance. I'm saying that because we have been so well trained as CPAs that you will be amazed at how quickly you'll be passing them up. Now, July, September, I'm actually looking for other opportunities. I'm looking at my business clients. This hasn't happened in Southern California in the last 4 or 5 years. Most of them are losing money, so we're trying to figure out how to stop the hemorrhaging and how to keep them in business. This is the first year where they're actually starting to be profitable. So this is the year we're looking around of how do we manipulate those profits legally to figure out how to mitigate their tax. We're looking at various tax shelter products, and we're starting to talk to those clients that are on a good track right now. So when it comes November, December time, they'll be ready to implement. July, September, take another week off. And when I say take a week off, that means no internet, no cell phone, no CE. We're going to go to the AICPA convention. That's my vacation this year. No, take a real week off. It's amazing how refreshed you feel. It's just amazing. You need to be mentally refreshed. This is all done by staff now. We print organizers, we assemble it, we collate it. All that's done by the staff. I don't even think about it anymore. I do decide on the promotional content, and you should too. But all this stuff, if you're doing it at your skill level, shame on you. If you can't teach someone else how to do this stuff, or get a part-time person in there if you don't have a lot of staff, shame on you for not doing it. I mean, an hour of your time is so valuable. To be picking up the phone and talking to several business clients rather than doing this crap. You need to get away from this urgency. You need to be letting other people do it for you. November, we're completing year-end. We send out year-end, not year-end, but third and fourth quarter letters to our clients saying, we will do financial planning, a free financial checkup for you. We'll do year-end tax planning. We do it for all the business clients, but for all the, and we go through all the A clients anyway, but for everybody else we say, if things have changed and you want a tax projection, we'll do it and we won't charge for it. The reason we won't charge for it is I don't want a surprise during tax season. I don't want to have to tell somebody they got another 25 grand to pay. I want to know up front. And so we're getting all the changes coming in the last 3 months of the year. Actually, October, November is when they normally come in. I would encourage each of you to have your own annual business plan. We have a 5-year rolling average. So we have an annual plan that we're working towards. So we know what our expenses, what our revenue expectations are. That 12-month period is always dropping 1 month and adding a next. So we're always looking 12 months out, and we're looking 5 years out as well. Now, the 5-year plan is never accurate. It's just trying to get a group consensus as to where we're going within the firm and what we're trying to accomplish. And if that's where we're going, we understand there's certain things that have to happen in order to meet those marks. So I would encourage you to work on your business as opposed to in your business. Working on your business will make you money. Working in your business will give you a good living. There's a huge difference. December's a dead month. There's just not much that happens in December. You might as well be home. You might as well be enjoying the season with your family. Unless you have a big deal with one of your clients or they're hugely profitable and you need to do some tax shelter work for them, there is no reason for you to be around. So enjoy the time. You'll make it to tax season. Don't worry about cash flow. At that point, you're close enough that you're going to make it no matter what happens. But don't spend the time fretting. Go out and enjoy it. January to February 15th, this is the greatest time to solicit new business ever. And we're all too busy sitting in our office to accept that new business. I am out and about during this time. I'm either making calls, I'm going to local chamber meetings, there's a Biloxi Businessmen's Club I might attend. I'm just very visible during this period. It's the greatest marketing time for us ever. And if you're not out talking to folks in your local community during this time, they're going to want to know how you can do it. There's no other CPAs out on the street. How are you doing it? You just explain to them, you're better organized, and you're the kind of guy they should have helping them organize their business. It just speaks volumes of you if you've got it under control. Okay? So positioning who you are, both in your minds and your clients' minds, is also very important during this period. January 1st through February 15th still, get out of the office, seek new business, review year-end business financials of your clients. I still think that should be done a little earlier, but sometimes you can't because you're not controlling the accounting work. This is where most of the money happens from a tax standpoint. You're dealing with February 16th through March 31st. Again, we need to be done by April 1st. You've got to stay away from the stresses of the last-minute deadline. We live in a society that wants instant gratification. If you can't speed up the turnaround, if you can't stay away from the deadlines, if you can't look like you're proactive, you're falling by the wayside. Okay? And it's not hard if you manage it. My staff operates at very peak efficiency. They know what they need. I'm not hovering over them. I let them know I'm available at a moment's notice during tax season if they think they've hit something they don't understand. If I think I've hit something I don't understand, there's several law firms I know I can call. You got to get those resources out there. I don't work much more than about 10 hours a week of overtime, so maybe I'm working 50 hours a week during tax season. My busiest CPA for 2 weeks will work 80 hours, and the rest of the time he's back down to about 60 hours. Okay? I don't want him abused. Okay? There's no reason for that, and there's a liability part of that issue. If they're too tired to do it right, it'll bite you after the season. April 1st through 15th, make your dream a reality. This business is phenomenal. Now, I wish I was smart enough, like Jim this morning or some of the other speakers. If I knew more about computers, we might have a computer division. If I knew more about business valuations, we might do that. I'm not telling you got to do financial planning. I'm telling you got to have a couple niches that you're passionate about and that have very high margin. You've got to understand that you're worth more than the time and billing program looks like you are. But you just got to negotiate it up front with the clients.